going on, you guys? Alright, so I'm back with a Balto video. This is my top 10 Balto characters. Alright, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10 is Steel from Balto 1. I might be thinking, but Tristan, you always say how much you hate Steel. You always say how much it's just a diabolical villain and this and this. I do think that about him. Let me ask you this. What exactly do you remember about him? You remember how diabolical he is. You remember how twisted he is. You remember how, like, all these other characters, they did nothing to deserve the hate he gives them. And yet, he would rather let a town full of dying children die rather than do the right thing. And plus, according to Google, he's an Alaskan Malamute, but look at this guy. Every frame he's in, he looks like a demon hellhound that eats children for breakfast. Coming in number 9, Need You from Balto 2. Alright, so in my Balto 2 review, I think I said this, but people have pointed out to me that Need You pretty much looks an awful lot like Steel. Which, yeah, I can see it. But they have different personalities. Need You at least thinks about other characters. Sure, he's saying, like, we should steal food from other tribes. We should hunt the caribou by ourselves. We must do this and that and this and that. Notice he's saying we. Not I, not me, we. He's at least thinking about the wolf pack he's in. So he's better than Steel. Coming in number 8, Duke from Balto 3. Yeah, nobody ever really talks about him. But Duke is the pilot from Balto 3. And he's on this list simply because, I mean, the dogs look at him like he's a villain. When, like, what? He's so chill. And he's so nice and humble. During the race with the dogs, he even waves to the musher. And he becomes very close with Balto. And overall, it's just like, why do the dogs hate him so much? He's just doing his job. And plus, he's so nice. He doesn't deserve the hate. Coming in at number 7, Boris from all 3 movies. With Boris, in the first one, he was basically the comic relief. And, he had some words of advice to give to Balto. And, like, in the second one, he's just barely in the movie at all. But by the third one, he has his own identity in the third one. We've all been there. We lied to a girl to impress her and didn't want to admit that we lied. And we're basically like, and we basically asked our friends, like, hey, yeah, I told this girl this lie. Can you help me keep the rouge up? Can you help me, please? Okay, so at this time when I meet her, I want you to come looking for me and say, hey, I need your help, you're always helping me. We've all been there. So I can pretty much see myself in Boris just a little bit, even if he can be a dipshit sometimes. Coming in at number 6 and number 5, Muck and Luck from all 3 movies. I decided to put Muck and Luck together because, well, come on. And in the first one, they were pretty much like, again, comic relief. 5th grade, when I brought the movie Balto to school to show my classmates, every single one of them was like laughing when Muck and Luck jumped in to save Balto, like, throwing him out! Yeah, everyone was laughing at them because, and plus their interactions with Boris is hilarious. And I think one of their funniest moments in the third one was when Boris is yelling at them like, "And don't come back for 30 to 50 years." And all they say is like, "Okay, okay, see you tomorrow." They're not really comic relief throughout the rest of the trilogy, but they're at least memorable, and they're still funny regardless of whether they're playing a major role or a small role. Coming in at number 4 is Jenna. And the first one, she had her own identity in the first one. And like the typical nonsensical, like getting up in Steele's face and be like, "As long as the medicine's coming through, stop being such a glory hound." I'm just thinking to myself, yes, yes, Queen, tell that asshole off. Tell him off. Whereas in the second one, she's barely in the movie at all, but I blame the writers for that. And in the third one, again, she goes back to calling people out. Like, she even calls out her own son by saying, "What, you'd rather let your dad go out into the wilderness and possibly die and keep your job rather than do the right thing?" And that's why I love Jenna so much. Coming in at number 3, the title character, Balto. Yeah, Balto's number 3. In the first one, he's like, he's relatable. He goes through discrimination, and you feel something for him, and because he just wants to belong. And in the second one, he's worried about his daughter because she pretty much inherited the discrimination that he went through from him. And when she finds out the truth, because Balto was so worried about how she would feel, knowing how insecure she already was, he cared about his daughter. And in the third one, he had to give Cody a reality check. Like, yeah, we might have won the race with the bush plane, but still, you don't know. For all you know, they might challenge you to another race and you might not win. Coming in number 2, Balto's son, Cody. With Cody, I love him because, like, on one hand, he aspires to be like his dad. I cut it out of the Balto 3 review, but he's really humble. Like, yeah, he wants to be like his dad, but he's just like, sort of like the Dale Earnhardt Jr. thing, where he's just like, "Oh, I aspire to be great like my dad, but I'm nowhere near as good as he is." And my number 1 Balto character is Balto's daughter, Alu, from Balto 2. Like y'all didn't see this one coming. Yeah, Alu's my favorite character because I know what she's going through. I know how she feels. Because in real life, I've gone through discrimination for being half and half. I've gone through discrimination for looking different than other people. I've gone through, I've gone through prejudice out the wazoo. So I understand how she feels. And like finding out a major secret that I didn't know throughout most of my life. Because growing up, I thought that the dad that was raising me, I thought that he was my biological father. Only to find out that my real dad left when I was just a baby and all that. Like, I feel something for her, and I kind of get it when she runs away. And sure, that still put, like Balto and Jenna through a lot of stress, but still, like, on one hand, like, hey, you shouldn't have done that, but tell me, if you were in her position, you would probably do the same thing. And toward the end, she finally accepts that, no matter how old I get, I'm still gonna be my dad's baby. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I gotta wrap this up because I got somewhere to be. So, until next time, stay positive, stay awesome,